So what we want to do on this journey is I'll go back into my share. What we want to do in this life isn't to not have challenges. Yeah, isn't to not have challenges. We want to have challenges. Yeah. Why? We want to have challenges, but we don't want the pain. So we're going to learn from the seven lights ways to, when challenges come, we can grow, but with love and with ease. That's what we want. We don't want no challenges, because without challenges we can't grow, or we can't, break through that. Like a butterfly learning to fly. It has to go through, breaking out of something, like an egg hatching has to break through something, and so we have to go through that. Yeah. And so with this, it will help our journey of going through that more enjoyable, more, with love, with care, with ease. So for those of us, with my journey going through this, I know when I fall into a dark place, into a place of discomfort, I don't stay there for very long now. And I remember a coach back then asked the whole group of us, so how long do you stay in your dark place? And back then my answer was 3 days, and I thought that was good already, and I thought that was an improvement already. But now 3 days too long. Never ever does it go into my sleep. Nowadays it's just a few minutes. On with our with the content for today, and that is the next theory. Yeah, the next theory. And what is that? Well, you're going to see me doing it a little bit differently. Yeah, for those who are already familiar with the way that is done. So bear with me. So we have okay. So on this journey, along this journey, we need the theory, and the first one is the light. We've learned the theory of the light, when we turn it on rather than solving problems. So when people come to us, say in our family, and our kids come to us and they have the problems, we don't need to solve it for them. What we can think about is turning on the light, which means that there's a lack of something here. That's why we fall into these problems. And these are the areas that we can turn on, so we can work on those. Yeah. So before we move on to the next theory, there is an understanding between the tangible and the intangible. You can see here the green words, the words that are written in green, and the words are written in purple. Yeah. So like I said yesterday, those are the things we can see, we can count, we can measure. Yeah, the material, we can see them. And so when we see that in a person's life, we say, okay, oh, they have it made. Yeah, they have it made. But it's these ones that we can't see. And often we have this pretense. Yeah, and that's why we look like we're all peaceful on the outside, but inside we are torn, and we're put on the face, on the front, but we are torn from inside. And that's our inner state. We look like we're good, but inside we're not. Or when we talk about wisdom or a wise person, what does it even look like? So we don't know. So these are like intangible. We don't know what they are. So then how can we have it? Yeah. So what we do as human, without knowing this work, is that we focus on these three: build our wealth, work on our health, and be really good at what we do. And we think that's good enough. But we don't know that these are the things that allow us to be good at these other things. I can't find a word that is more descriptive than good. So to allow us to have what we have here, to do this well. Yeah. So today I want to introduce to you the concept of the turning the intangible into materials. Yeah, turning the intangibles into the materials. So I'd love you to draw this house. Yeah, let's draw the house because we didn't get to draw it yesterday. So let's draw it. First of all, let's write the word intangible and material. Yeah, intangible and material. I'm going to get my pen and I'm going to write the word intangible. So there's two words in the middle first. Let me just get a piece of paper down here. Yeah. So I'm looking at the screen when I'm looking this way, but okay, is it in the center? Are you following, Bin?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So intangible. The intangible. So what does this mean? What does intangible mean? It just means that we can't touch them, we can't measure, we can't count. Yeah, it's just not there, but sorry, it's not there for us to touch, count, measure, but we know that it's there. Yeah, like love. Do we know that someone loves us? We do. Yeah. Do we know that that we are responsible? We do. Yeah. But we can't like measure and count. So this is tangible turns material. We want to talk about this because this is really, it's a really important concept to grasp so that we can be on this journey to understand. Yeah. To understand how do we turn the intangible into material? Because wisdom, inner state, virtues, personality, like how do we, if we don't know what they are in terms of like a material, how can we create the personality that we need to have so that we can, I guess, attract people, have people around us to create the relationship that we want? Or how do we, how do we know what wisdom looks like? We want to have wisdom, but what does it even look like? So we want to turn them, we want to materialize them. Yeah, we want to turn the intangible into tangible, into material. So tangible turns material. So now we're going to draw the house so that we can have, so that you can have the a representation, a visual of it. So let's draw the house. What I do is normally I picture the frame first. Picture the frame, but I just drew this so that when I draw, it's faster. I just trace. So that in the middle there is a hexagon. So you draw a hexagon in the middle. And then the two lines in the middle that divides the house into half. And then that corner there, it's just one straight line. So I used yellow because it's a light. It's a bright house. Now inside, we're going to write the words, yeah, into so green for the intangibles. So first is the wealth of wisdom. So the wealth of wisdom. That will be number one. Number two is the wealth of your inner state. Yeah. Inner state. That's number two. What does it even mean? What inner state? Like, all right, have the right inner state. What does it even look like? Okay, I want to feel peaceful, I want to feel at peace, but how to even do that? What does it even look like? So until we know what that is, you can't have it, right? If you like, so you say to, like, have you ever asked someone to go and get something for you, but they don't know what that is? Like, say for us Vietnamese, yeah, we're like, oh, go and đi lấy chai nước mắm, yeah, go and get that fish sauce, bottle of fish sauce for me. And the kids don't even know what it looks like. They go into the room and they come out and they're like, I don't know, I don't see them. Yeah, I can't see it. That's what it is, because we don't know it. We don't have a picture of it. You don't even know what to get. Have you ever had a moment where you go into your room and you want to get something, then you go in and you forget, and you just stand and you don't know what to get? Yeah. So it's not, so when you forget, it's because you have no picture in your mind to get that what you want. Yeah. So that's what it is. So that's why we have to learn this, how to, you know, turn the intangible into material, so we know, I'm not in the right, you know, that's inner state, and that's not the inner state that I need right now. Personality. What is the personality that is going to attract people? Yeah, and what is personality anyway? We always say, you know, that's just their personality. He's just like that. Okay, what, like what, how is it formed? How did we decide that that's their personality? So this is really, really awesome. I can't wait to share that with you. But on this journey, it's likely that we'll get to wisdom and inner state. This time, I would really love to share this. Yeah. But normally in 21 days, we can cover up to wisdom and inner state. And then we have number 4, which is virtue. And this one, oh my Lord, there's a reason why it's in the middle as well. Virtue is awesome, awesome. And then we have the material, yeah, which is our capabilities. And this one we know. But if we have a better picture of it, we can have we can create that what we need, which we need, yeah. And number 6 is our physical health. So physicality, let's call it like that, physicality. I think we can. I think it makes sense, right, Christina? Physicality makes sense in terms of your physical health. Yeah,
it does, Lynn. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. So, everyone, so Christina is a teacher, and Christina, you and also a writer. So Christina, say again, how many books have you published? Children's
10 now.
10 books. 10 children's books.
10.
Yeah. And are you still teaching tertiary students?
Yes, they're on a break at the moment, and then they will go and for the next semester and work over the summer. It's they have 3 semesters at school. Yes, so I'm hoping to pick up some new students.
Some new students. Yes, so it's really handy to have Christina here where I can confirm. That's all I'm saying. So sometimes, you know, like yesterday, did you see how I write happiness? And then I'm like,
I did.
It's like, do you know that, you know, in my life, because I teach preps, yeah, how many times in a day do I write well done? And the other day I went to write well, and I'm like, that doesn't look right. It's like, what on earth? So that can happen to me. So I ask everyone for, you know, your compassion. I do apologize that sometimes I would do it, and then I'm like, I don't know. So that's what I do.
Even when some words that I don't use regularly, and I might be teaching some younger students, and I haven't used that word for maybe a year or something like that, and felt it. I need to check it myself.
Yes. Yeah. And in because so another issue with being a primary school teacher is we see the misspelled words so often that it becomes the right spelling in our heads. You see it so often that when it looks familiar, so it must be right, but it's not. It's the wrong spelling. So that happens with me a lot, and I'm not the best, but it's okay. We'll be okay, right? We'll be okay.
Absolutely.
So now around the house on the outside, been stopping. We've got relationships. So we're just going to write here, relationship. And we have inner world down the bottom here. And like I said yesterday, where we can focus on, you know, one area, it's like having only one part of the house built. We will not be satisfied. We would not be finance. There we go. And then health. It will not be fulfilled. If we do, we won't be happy. Yeah, so we need all of them. And that's in the world. Okay, so now why do we need to like I said before already, yeah, we need to know what they are. We need to know what they are so that we can we can have them in our life. So to be able to, when we know this, when we know these, we will be able to raise our value. Yeah, to raise our value. How? Yeah, raise our value. If we just think about it, so just pretend we know these. Yeah, we know them vaguely. Yeah, vaguely, like that. If we have the right inner state, the right, what wisdom is, and the right personality that's attractive, and people want to be with us, and the virtues, your responsibility, how to love people. Can we see? Oh, so when we want to turn the intangible into a material, we need to attach it to something. Yeah, so such as say for example, we have a cup. Yeah, a cup. Here's my mug. You see my mug? Yeah, my mug. It's just a mug. Yeah, it's just a material. It's a material, so it's a mug. But if it's from a very, very dear friend. In fact, she's here. It's from a very dear friend, and she gave it to me when she came down to visit me. Now it has a special meaning. Are you with me? It carries with it a special meaning. So if it was to be broken, then it's not just a mug that's broken that I can just go out and buy. But along with it, it's that, oh, I haven't cherished the love, the attention, the care of the person giving it to me. So now this mug has a different meaning. It has more value to me than it maybe has to my son. Yeah, are you with me? So it would have more value to me than it would to my son. So when we intangibilize, so when we turn the intangible into material, we need to attach it to a material. So say in this case, the virtue in a wisdom and personality, we attach it to a person, that is us. Are you with me? So if we were to attach, so now put this virtue into this person who has the virtue, who can give, who has the inner state, who has that personality. Are you with me? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Into the person. Are you with me? So that now bring it into the person. So the love, the care, like this, the love, the care in here. So say when a friend gives it to me and I'm like, oh, it's just a mug. Oh, yeah, okay, thanks. And I just put it there along with the rest of the mugs. Then I have failed to put those intangible values into the mug, and therefore the mug wouldn't mean much to me. It has less value. Yeah, it has less value to me. But when I put it in to this material, then now this mug now becomes more valuable. So the same with this. When we materialize this and put it into us, guess what? We we become that valuable person. So we increase our value. Are you with me? Is everyone okay with?
So who's the black person there?
That's us without these values. Yeah. So with these values in, do you think that your value, like will you, so if we have these in us, will we still be the same person? Are you with me? If we put this intangible into the material, into us, yeah, to turn it just like, so we are the mug. Yeah. Now we have all of these here. What will happen to us? We increase the value, yeah, to the world, or to your family, or whoever that is around you. Are you with me? Yeah. Is that? So we turn into that. Does that make good sense then? Yeah, so Bin was asking. I appreciate Bin for clarifying. Yeah, so that's how we that's the journey. Yeah, that's what we are doing. We're putting that intangible into us to increase our value. Yeah, and of course, when our value is increased, well, then we can create the relationship that we want in the world that we like, health that we need, and the finance that we need. Is everyone good with that? If everyone's good, can I have a I don't know, a response?
So how can you put wisdom into a material?
So when we know about wisdom, yeah, when we materialize wisdom, just like the cup. So through us, and when we learn about wisdom, we live this wisdom. Are you with me? Then the wisdom can come alive. Otherwise, it's just intangible. Yeah, but when it through us, we bring it alive. Are you with me? Through us, we bring wisdom alive, and we are the thing that brings wisdom alive. Now that we have that, our value is increased because wisdom alone on its own here means nothing. Are you with me? Like the person who gave me this, yeah, that thought, when it stays with her, it means nothing. But through the cup, when it's given to me, it then comes with that. Do you know what I mean? It's a transfer. It's transferred. It's in here. It's within this cup. So it becomes more valuable. So that's how it becomes more valuable. So that's about intangible. The intangible turns material. Are you with me with this now? So the intangible turning material. So all that there is going to be in this person. It's not a separate thing. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So now so now we want to go into turn it the other way. We need to also turn material into intangible. Why do we need to do that? So we need to know these two concepts. So we know the first concept. Are you with me, people? Something. Yeah, Bin's getting it. Bin's getting it. Yep, thank you. I don't know, I just feel like I'm talking about myself. But, okay, so when we bring these intangible values and materialize them through us, we increase our value, just like everything else. Yeah, if we can add in the intangible values, they increase in value. So now we need to learn the other way. Yeah. Material turns intangible. Let's try that. That's right. Material turns intangible. Yeah. Material turns intangible. Last course, I did it differently. Yeah. Just doing it a bit differently this time. Let's see how we go. Yeah. So the material turns intangible. So now it's say let me see. Why do we do this? So that we can why do we need to understand this? Is so that we can duplicate. Once we know it, we want to duplicate or replicate or to transfer. And for those of us who are here to, to learn this so that we can share it back with another. So like for your family or for your work colleagues, like Jung, or just people in your community, this is important. Yeah, so we learn that, and when we have it in us, but if we are not aware of it, so how then can we give it back? How then can we share it with the world? Yeah, or share it with people around us. So like with our kids. Yeah, so we want to, you know, sometimes we get it, and it's you know, sometimes we like we can get our kids to feel loved. Yeah, and then other times we do the same thing and they just turn around, they don't feel it, they don't receive it. Does it happen sometimes with, are you with me? I just read this text. Oh, there's a new text. Oh, okay. Yeah. Jane. Yeah, thanks, Jane. Yeah, so sometimes we don't know that we are. Sometimes we don't know that we just do it, and it's just like by chance. So when it's by chance, we don't know how to replicate. We don't know how to teach it back to another. It's like, oh, I don't know, I just do it. That's just, it just sort of comes naturally, and we can't share it back. But if we know how it's done, then we can share it back. Yeah, and that's why we need to understand it, so that we can share it back. We can once we know, once we become this person with all these values, we are now carrying this intangible. How do we then transfer it to another, so that let's say now, this is an example. So say my family, we have 3 people, and I've learned all of these. I've learned all of these. I've got 3 people in my house. That means I've got the material. I've got 3, to carry these, 3 material to carry these beautiful qualities here. And I've got it. So how do I turn, not that, not turn, but how do I transfer material? How do I help then, which is the material, turn into tangibles to become, so for my kids, for our kids, we want them to become great leaders of the world, or to be quality, to be contributors of society in a good way, be good leaders, go out then and be that for society. So they are the material like that. So how do we turn material into intangibles, that they become valuable, they become that with the inner state that's going to allow them to be who they want to be, or to be wise, to make good decisions. How do we do that? So and if we don't know this, if we don't know how to do that, then we won't be able to duplicate or transfer that the qualities to them. So here it is. So where we want to these are the material. So people, I use material, these are, it's a bit, but you get what I mean. You get what I mean. We need a material, to attach the intangible, intangible to. The intangible need a material to attach it to. So that's what we need to do. And the thing with right now is, what we do is we say, oh, we see materials by seeing, but it's not. Material is not just by seeing. It can be material through, through seeing. If we see it, it's a material. Seeing. Also feeling. We can feel love, and love exists. And also we can also sensing. And that's through. So how do we know that this person's valuable or different to that person? We know they look the same. On the surface, I'm still the same, not changed. But with these qualities, learning and going through life and learning again and trying new things and learning some more and experience some more, we change over time. How? On the surface, we're still the same. Yeah, maybe on the surface, maybe a bit of the appearance changes, you know, the posture, all that changes, but the feeling inside when you're interacting with them. So we have this feeling and sensing as well that help us to see the material. Yeah, so we have that. So what happens is when we can materialize, material turns intangible when we can duplicate, we can replicate, we can transfer that over, then they can too become, yeah, that's when they, yeah. So can you see, this is when they become more quality, more valuable. Am I making sense? Then
Trying to work out
does it make sense?
the first one intention, you want to turn to material. So you raise your value. So that's yourself. Yeah, you talk about.
No, through this.
Yes.
This, sorry, this is the intangible. Yeah,
Yes.
Can everyone hear Bin? Yeah, because I think it's a great question here to you know, to sort of bring it all together. So these are the intangibles, yeah. To make them, to materialize them, we have to bring them into a material,
Which is yourself.
which, yeah, which will increase the value. That's
Yeah.
important. Yeah. So once you have that, you want to learn how to
replicate, transfer to others.
Yes.
So the others are material.
Yes.
Okay, and you want to turn them into intangible.
So they are materials, which is normal, yeah, like just like every cup.
Yep.
And so we want to turn them into intangibles, which is quality. Yeah, we want to turn them into quality, into value. Yeah. Then when you give them, it's still the same. When you know all of these, you then attach them to the intangibles. It's still the same, but you start with the material. So this one, you start with the intangibles. Here you start with the material.
It's like there's your son or whatever, you start off with them.
Yes.
Okay.
They are the material. You want to bring the intangible into them. You turn them into intangibles, and they become valuable. So we increase the value. Yes. Here we increase the value of the material by bringing in the intangible. Here we bring the intangible to life. Both, we produce quality, valuable. We increase the values. Yeah. Are you with me? We start with intangibles. We use it, we put the intangible into a material, and that becomes, we can recognize the value. Yeah. Here we start with material, add in the intangible values, they become valuable. So all of it, in the end, we will have value, increasing value. Yeah, both ways we will increase value. And so what is it that we need to, what is it that we are doing here? Yeah, we are to be enriched. I won't write it then. Enrich with the 7 inclusive wealth here. In the end, to increase our value. I'll write it in red, in orange. Yeah, is to increase our, or that material, increase our value, because that's our journey. And why do we want to increase our value? Simple, yeah? Just to have the life that we want. It's who we are, is the life that we are living.
And Lynn, just a quick question, sorry to interrupt, about the material. Is that the number 6, 7, and 8 across the top of the house? Is that included, or is that just the material section number 7?
Yeah, these are material like you can see, touch, and like recognized.
Mm.
So there's not,
Yes.
we don't have to talk about it much because we can see it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But these are the ones that we are vague about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's why they are intangible, because they're vague. We can't measure. We don't really know. So we'll learn them.
Number 7 material is not the same as material. What you saying?
That material wealth. Yeah. So that material is like material wealth, like house, money. Yeah. Material wealth. Whereas here material is like that thing that we can touch, measure. Like materialize, material as in tangibles. Like things that we can touch.
And does it include the capabilities in terms we can't quite touch those?
Okay, capabilities in terms of like we can see it in our work. We are good at doing things, doing that certain thing. So we work hard on our expertise.
Yes.
Like a good writer or not a good writer, or an amateur or someone who's new to writing. That kind of, yeah. So we can see. Yeah, that's why that's why we in life we just work on those 3 mainly. Yeah, work on your capabilities, on that expertise, do something, play the piano, that kind of thing. So we use those to I guess to create the wealth that we have. Yeah. And then we work on our health. And we think that's life. But it's those that will help us to create these. Yeah, with more joy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we want to know what these are in a way that supports life, so that we can have the joyous life creating this. So we don't have that pain in creating this, because we still have these. They're just not supportive of our life. That's why our house can get dark sometimes, because we do have, but just not the ones that are supportive. So we learn the lessons, but maybe not the lesson that's supportive of what we need to really learn. In that lesson, in that experience, we take the lesson that we don't need. Yeah. So if we know these, we'll know how to select the lessons that we really need. Yeah.
And selecting the lessons, Lynn, checking on that. Selecting the lessons.
Yeah, because in any situation, right? There's many things we can take from it. Sorry, I'm looking this way. I'm looking at you though, but I'm like, my screen is that way. Yeah. So in any situation, yeah, that 2 people watching the same situation will walk away with 2 different interpretations and different lessons. Yeah, one might be very supportive of where they're going, and the other might be very destructive. So the same thing, like say for example, we have kids in the house, and we just mindful of the time. Yeah, and so you might do one thing. You might say, okay, everyone, let's clean up. Yeah. And one might think that it's might say, oh, mum loves us, so she wants to give us a nice clean house. The other might say, why does mum want to make, mum wants to make my life difficult, that's why she's making me work. So the lessons that we take from it. Yeah. But we want to know these here, the intangibles, so that we can the right things, the right things which I haven't shared yet. So we want to know these at the root, so that we can here we are talking about these are values. So here we are talking about them as positives. Yeah. And it has to come through something, a material, so that it can come alive. And when we do that, we become valuable. We increase our value. Yes, I think that's what it is. It helps us once we have this. It helps to keep the darkness out. Yeah, when we become valuable. Yeah, so both of it. Christina, are you clear with, have you got the answer you want yet from your question in terms of?
Oh, yes, yes, I have.
With the, yes, so the intangible into material adds value. Yeah, and then material add the intangible, it also increases value. I think that's the core, and it drives us back to these intangible values here. And that's the journey that we are on. When we have these, our house will be light. And why is it bright? Is because we have increased the value of ourselves. Yeah. So we do know, but if we haven't got the things that we want, it's because something is not clear here. So we just need to make it clear so that we can materialize them into life. I think that's our journey here. And this is our second, it's sort of a secondary. Yeah. But if we know this, with other things in our life, like making, giving gifts, it's not just giving a gift. So materials, say this is a cup and I want to give it to my friend, then I need to, it's not just, oh, I'll just buy a cup. So I select a cup that is, special to her, the color that she wants, the special style that she wants. Then I add in the intangible, the thoughts, the love, and then the card. All that will then turn it into, make it more valuable and increases my value. Okay, so I think I was going to go through, I think we have, yeah, well, it's 9:45. Is everyone okay to stay till 9:45? So I can go over the next theory, which is a very simple one. That theory is very simple, very short. Should be done in 5 minutes. Good. Yeah. So what we do is, because we're on this journey, because we are on a journey of learning, yeah, that means there are a few things that we need to learn. Learning meaning it's the information and we'll take it in, we accept it. Yeah, we accept it in. So how do we then ensure that we can have, we have the information that stays within us? Yeah, it comes to something that we need to do day in, day out, every day. Practice. Yeah, practice. And that is at the end of every session or everything that we do. Yeah, what is it that we learn? And this is what we were talking about, Christina, that everything that we experience in our life, we can learn something from. Yeah, but what is it that we are learning? Learn what we love. We'll talk a little bit more about learn in a moment. So I just want to finish these 3 key words that help us to become great learners so that we can retain that information, and then great things happen. And sometimes, it's like 1 week, 2 weeks, we learn little small things, not much. But over time, say over 20 years, if we do this over 20 years, every day we have lessons, 1 lesson, every day we might have 2 lessons. Over years, it will accumulate. And then when we need it, it will just come. Imagine the knowledge just comes as part of life for us. It just sort of comes. Then that's when we see the value of it. So learn is when we have something new. So every time we do something, we look at something new that we want, but I want that we've heard of or that we've experienced. I want to put here that is positive for us. Yeah, that helps us in the direction that we want. It helps us to become that better person. Yeah. This one here, new. So everything, you read a book, then take that in. And if there's deeper lessons, make it a positive one. And then we have love, as in what can we apply? So it's a practical, something that we can apply. Yeah, a practical, something that we can apply from what we've just experienced or what we've just learned. And then realize is an answer. An answer that we have for a question that we've been mulling over. We've been thinking and thinking about. Yeah. So this learn here, it doesn't have to always be positive. Yeah. So if we learn about, dung beetles and things outside, we just know it. Yeah. But in terms of lessons, in terms of experience, make it one that lifts you up. Yeah. Because sometimes we learn things that help us to blame, and that doesn't help. Yeah, it sort of like it sort of forces us into this blaming, that it's just